And we are live, guys. How you doing today, Clive?
I am great. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Whoever's watching, I know this is kind of another last minute, but people can join in as they are able to. But today's topic is what I personally feel like is probably the most fun, probably the best price range. Wouldn't you agree, Clive? As far as watches are concerned, $500 to $2,000. Right now, there's so many different options that people can have fun within that range, and you get a lot of bang for buck in watches in that range.
Yeah,
I feel like,
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
and especially with micro brands.
Well, and you'll have to excuse me. I don't really know. The thing is, one of the things I have been noticing, I've been trying to keep an eye on your channel because, like, what's on the wrist, you've been pulling in those micro brands, man. I have to admit that.
Yeah.
Now, which ones out of all the extensive ones that you've looked at are the ones that really catch your attention? Like, just say for a military watch or an all-purpose.
For all-purpose military watch, as far as micro brands concerned, I haven't really seen too many military-inspired ones. I do like the Vario that's coming out or just came out. It's kind of like the Timex midget that I have.
Right.
It's kind of along those lines. But as far as like I've had field watches, like as far as field watches are concerned, Boulder makes some really good field watches for the money.
Okay, I actually do have something to contribute. I actually think Longines and Tissot.
Okay.
Tissot horny. Oh, Tissot horny. Sorry. I can't do that anymore without doing that. Tissot, I think they have some really great military watches at that 2,000 and below. Yes. And I think they're ones you should check out. Jeez, and I cannot.
Those are actually brands that I would feel comfortable with buying gray market as well. What about you?
Or buying pre-owned, yes.
Yeah.
Oris. I think Oris has a lot of stuff out there. I think Longines has a lot of great stuff out there, pre-owned or possibly after some shrewd negotiations with the salesman.
Okay. No, like I said, Oris, I do like that release, the Roberto Clemente one. That one may end up in my collection at some point. It's right under $2,000. I don't know if you can get a discount on that one because I think it's a limited edition, correct?
Yeah. The Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
There's no limited editions goes against affordability.
Yeah. Well, it's right under $2,000 too, though.
Right. So. Boy, just a couple that I think of.
The Legend Diver is a really good one. It looks like I would love to try that one at some point.
It's true. That's true.
What about Hamilton?
Yeah.
Hamilton has a lot under the $2,000 mark.
I would say so. I don't know why, but I have a slight prejudice against and I've seen their watches, and they are solid, competent, attractive little watches. It's just something about them, and I can't really quite put my finger on it. I just have a little bit of a...
Because of Swatch?
Possibly. Well, of course, then again, there's Omega, also owned by Swatch. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Hamilton, if you're looking at like $500 to $2,000, they have a wide variety. I mean, they have divers, they have palettes watches. I mean, you could collect just Hamilton, to be honest. I mean, they have dress watches, they have chronos, like that new Intramatic. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
that's a good looking watch, I feel like.
And also pre-owned. I mean, of course, it wasn't recently, but I remember picking up a Omega Speedmaster Mark II and a Mark 2.5 for roughly about that price.
Okay, nice. Another one under $2,000 pre-owned is which you got to watch out to see whether it's been serviced or not recently, because I heard the service can kill you. Is the reduced, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
You can pick
And
them up, what, about 1900 or so now?
God, they used to be a lot cheaper than that.
Well, they used to be higher than that, too, there for a bit.
True.
They finally went down. The bubble on them finally went down, I think.
Now, what kind of movement do they use?
That I'm not sure. Do you know?
No, I'm not really.
I don't think it's the same as the Man on the Moon.
No.
I don't think
Otherwise,
so. Yeah.
no. Yeah, in the reduced, I understand if you want something that looks as close as possible to the professional, and you have a slender wrist, but
Now, how about ball watches? I have no experience with them, but they look like they have a lot of great looking watches for right around or under $2,000.
see, I don't know what would be worse: ball watches or watching balls.
I know Mark's got one or two, hasn't he? Or
Well, I
he
know.
had.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, Mark has two balls, but of the two, I know which one he'd pick.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jason? How you doing, bud? How you doing, Paul?
Well, see if they want to join us.
Yeah, we can. I can throw up a link if anybody wants to join in the chat here. Let's see. All right, guys. If either you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to. There's the link there, guys. I hope everybody that's watching the show has a safe and happy New Year tonight. I do think there probably will be a lot of a lot less accidents this year and a lot less DUIs because I think a lot of people are probably hopefully staying home.
Shut your mouth. You shut your goddamn mouth.
I'm saying hopefully there's a lot less this year because I hope people are staying home.
You shut your goddamn mouth. No, actually, sorry. Well, no, and to be honest, someone is telling me we're talking about that. I said, yeah. But on the other hand, that means people will be drinking at home. They won't be able to get away from their spouses, so there'll be more domestic violence.
True. You deal with that stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and at which point the person blinked and said, "Wow, I guess that's how you guys interpret it." I said, "Well, yeah, absolutely, it's how we interpret it."
Yeah. Yeah, it's all on your point of view and what you deal with every day too, huh?
Yes. Now there, of course, everyone's talking we might get some winter mix, maybe even an ice storm. So everyone's shitting bricks down here.
Yeah. So a lot of people probably will stay home then over there.
And slug their spouses.
Yeah. Unfortunately I gotta work, which my girlfriend's not too happy about. But hey, like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I'm lucky to be working, unlike a lot of people.
Yep.
I am off tomorrow though, so me and her will get up tomorrow and we'll stay together tomorrow. And
you're eating the black eyed peas.
Yes. Her grandma is making those.
Oh, just no. I didn't say is she making. You're having.
Yep.
Two things entirely. All right.
Yep. And she's making something she called Hoppin' John. You ever heard that?
No.
It's you gotta Google it. It looks pretty good. It's like a mix of like collards, I think, and rice and a whole bunch of different stuff.
Ooh.
But it sounds pretty good. Her like I said, her grandma's a pretty good cook, so she says she's gonna pick me up a to-go plate.
No.
What's going on, Six Killer? How you doing, bud?
Hey, Six Killer, and of course you're wondering pre-owned, local, in real life. They're $500 to $2,000. That's Marlboro Country. That's where the flavor is. That's where the fun is.
Vintage.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Or just pre-owned in general, but yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, the young hands, less than $1,000. The Hoyer, less than $1,000. Well, actually, the Hoyer chronograph, and then the Hoyer Baylor triple date. Like talking about 600.
And speaking of Hamilton earlier, I picked up that Hamilton I got used for $255 for that khaki.
Well, hell yeah, son.
That's
Get
not
that
bad
all
for an ETA movement. That's not bad at all.
No. See, I'd be downtown Julie Brown with that shit.
Yeah, and that's a versatile piece too, man. I mean, I got all kind of different straps to swap between it and the Alpinist. Even though the Alpinist is $1,000 a lot of places, you can still find them way cheaper than $500. You just got to know where to look for them, like the Seiko Alpinist, and those are a fun watch with a lot of history too. Like a lot of cool history behind them.
God, I was going to say, well, guys, just pick up a Seiko Pogue for $400, but that might be outdated.
Yeah, that's I think what we were saying the other day. I think they're like 800 to $1,000 now for a decent one, which still, I mean, considering it's still under the $2,000 mark, that's still a decent amount of watch for the money. If you find one in good condition that's been good taken care of,
Yeah,
and one that's not a Franken one.
And like I said, in vintage, in real life, that's Marlboro country. That's where the flavor is. That's where the fun is.
Yeah,
you can get all sorts of things. Therefore,
Vintage Hamilton too, right?
What?
Vintage Hamilton
what the fuck
too, right?
with you and Hamilton?
I don't know.
Did you get tickets for Hamilton, and then someone slipped something in your drink, and they held you up?
No. Luckily, my girlfriend hasn't made me watch that yet. She watched it. She watched it on her own, so I was lucky. I had passed on that one.
All right, I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, can you point to on the doll where all the men wearing wigs and pantyhose?
How about Bulova, by the way? Newer Bulova. They're coming out with a lot of great pieces.
Yeah.
For under $2,000. Like the Devil Divers. I like the Devil Divers. They got a pretty good, cool range. Now, if you get something limited editions, like the orange one that I really like, you're nearing like $1,000 or $2,000 there. But even still, then I think those are pretty cool looking watches. One of my buddies has one.
Would you like one of the originals?
Oh yeah.
Fool, you talk. I'll go through one. I'll go through the boxes. I don't know how many fucking Devil Divers I've got.
Nice.
Yeah.
What size are the originals?
Like 35, 36. They were kind of small at the day. Also,
okay.
I've got a Longines Admiral.
Okay.
Actually on a bracelet, and that thing has some of the best patina.
I like the looks of the old Admirals. That was kind of like their flagship watch back in the day, right?
Right. But, and again, Admiral, yeah. So how would you like an Admiral with patina?
Nice.
Yeah.
Definitely nice.
And the funny part is, when I got that one, I remembered actually, I was looking through there's like a Time magazine or something like that. I remember looking for it and seeing that watch. And that was the first watch I ever kept. It's like, ooh, wow.
Oh, and by the way, I do know why I have Hamilton on mine. I was watching, the Grand Tour series with the British guys. I was watching that, and James May, believe it or not, was actually wearing a Hamilton.
You mean James
and York.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
You mean James May, Jeremy Clarkson, and Richard Hammond?
Yeah, May was wearing a Hamilton Pan York, which I thought was pretty cool because he can afford whatever he wants. He can afford whatever Rolex he wants, whatever Omega he wants. But I thought it was pretty cool that he was wearing a Pan York. He's a watch guy if he's wearing that.
Well, he also has a white Milgauss, is the one I keep seeing him in.
Nice. Happy New Year's, Alex. How you doing, bud? Yeah, I'm really secretly sponsored by Hamilton.
No. They gave you the roofie. You weren't sponsored by Hamilton. You were a few other things by Hamilton. Okay, fam. And I think probably the worst part was all the singing and dancing while they were doing it.
But yeah, like I said, I thought that was pretty cool that May was wearing I believe Clarkson was wearing a Aquaterra, it looked like to me. And I've seen Hammond, believe it or not, I've seen him wearing Tissot before.
Yeah.
So I think they're all watch guys, I think, all three of them.
Oh yeah, it's about the only thing we're allowed to do and look at. Yeah. Jeez, I really need to go through. I probably need to do something. Maybe I don't want to do a state of the collection review because that would just take too much time. But maybe just go through
I
some
was
of the
gonna
more
say you could
interesting
spread it
pieces.
out in like 3-4 different videos.
I was thinking months, but okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Um,
But a
yeah,
lot of people would probably like to see that.
and like I said, I've got some military style Movados from the 50s that I love.
Nice. Back when they made Movados really good.
Back
they're made well now, but they're just over marketed, I feel like.
back when Movados were like first cousins to
Hmm.
Patek Philippe.
Now, have you seen Movado just
This is
recently
for
came out with a new one, a decent looking one. Have you seen that?
no, I have not. What's it?
I can't remember. I think it might be an update of the museum, but I haven't really paid too much attention. I've seen like a few advertisements for it, and it's a decent looking watch. Like this one, you can actually read the time on this one
Well, you can't
because
in
you
the
know how the
museum.
older.
Sit to it.
Well, you can, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's a little
No.
bit more of a painting. You know what?
Paul M. No, no, no. I don't know. Maybe I could do one in an hour where Clyde shows his entire collection. No, it's
You could pull an ID guy and go like 3 hours.
well, that's true. I guess I could just always use the phone and live stream off that. You'd have a better camera. Also, sorry, no. I'd want to do it in an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It would be a show and tell Rebel Wilson stream, actually.
Man,
Yeah.
I think I've been getting some Archie haters the last couple streams. By the way, they've been making some comments, which I think is pretty funny.
I'll definitely have to look now.
Yeah.
Now Archie's going to appear on Paul Thorpe, right?
I don't. Is he?
Yeah.
That should be interesting.
Yeah.
What are they going to talk about? Rolex?
I don't know. Paul's going to bring up some stuff about Archie, and then if Archie behaved himself, Paul would return the favor.
I got you.
I'm not going to say who, but someone happened to have access to Paul Thorpe's number and just said, "Hey, here's some things to ask him about." I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was, but it should be a very entertaining video.
Fun.
Yep.
But back to the $500 to $2,000 price range. Another one, of course, I know I always bring up Monta, but bang for buck, you can't beat Monta, the micro brand, for right under $2,000 for what you get, and they are, dare I say, I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, but comparable to Omega and a lot of like entry level luxury pieces.
Now I think it's a Bulova. I've got a Bulova though. It's a diver. In the second hand, just more or less very clear indentation or outline or like a white airplane. So this little airplane is just flying around and around and around.
Nice.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is. It's kind of gimmicky, but there's this part of me when I don't care how many times I look down, I see that, I'm like, yeah.
And Danger Will Robinson spot up a good point too, by the way. Zen has a lot of bang for buck watches under $2,000.
Well, yeah. But on the other hand, the wages of Zen is death. So,
yeah. No, like that 556 I had in, that's a really killer watch. Like for
no, and actually Zen is one of it's always underappreciated.
Exactly.
And Young hands, like the one I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
There's some vintage ones out there, but you can't just go click 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 on the internet and find it. You have to go out there into the world, my sons and my daughters, and find them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think this one costs $750 on the internet?
Probably not.
No.
Probably around $1,000 or more, probably.
Probably more like 3 times that.
Whew. Hey man, hey bud. I posted a link to the live stream up there, man, in the comments if you want to join in.
I'm in. If you don't join us, you're a lady boy.
But Seiko, even with some of their QC problems, I feel like Seiko offers a lot of bang for buck in the $500 to $2,000 price range.
Yeah, and the thing is, Seiko wants to. It's between. It's almost kind of like. It's like Toyota and Lexus, or GM.
Mm-hmm.
They want to cover all the bases. They want it to where you're a GM man or a GM woman for life. So you can start off with Chevrolet, then you can move up to Pontiac, then Oldsmobile,
Yeah,
then Buick, and then
just like you're saying, you can pretty much start out with like an $80 Seiko 5 and go all the way up to $8,000 to $10,000 Grand Seiko.
Yep, pretty much the same thing there.
Yeah.
But so many. What I'd say is just go up there and do the looking, do the hunting, do the searching.
Yeah. Can you find any? Have you seen any older Grand Seikos? I think I've seen a few older Grand Seikos going for under $2,000, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Yes, but you have to be careful because kind of hit or miss there just a little bit.
Yeah.
So, let's see what. And again, if you're part of a Facebook group of local watch guys or gals or people, get involved.
Yeah.
Get involved. Get involved with folks like that and see about. And see about what they're finding, because a lot of times out there, the hobros are sometimes finding some good deals on there. Okay, sorry, Oklahoma. I almost said the group out, and I don't want to say the group.
Yeah, I know you want to keep that one a little private. You don't want a lot of people joining in and trolling, huh?
Trolling or
getting the deals.
Okay. Well, Hulk I don't know if it's a Hulk or if it's a Cermet. No, it's a Hulk. 16,000.
Later, 6-killer. Have a good New Year's, 6-killer. Be safe, bud.
And sometimes.
What's going on, Big Wrist?
And it's like I said, sometimes the people in the watch community will get bored or try to move stuff around. Oh, jeez. See what Austin's trying to sell off.
And I'll mention too. I'll make a plug for him as well. If you're part of a Random Rob's Patreon group, it's definitely worth it because, like I said, there's a Flippers Paradise section in there, and you can get a lot of really good deals on a lot of affordables.
Yeah,
I mean, really, really, really good deals. And Rob does put in a lot of work too with YouTube stuff. He does like a video or 2 a day, I think, sometimes 3.
And this guy will put on an APB. It's like, hey, I don't know if anyone's looking for a snowflake. I'm vacationing in Arizona, and there's one in the window. And sometimes we'll do that for each other.
Nice. That sucks, Big Risk. Hopefully she gets better, man. Hopefully it's not the COVID.
Hopefully not. Yeah. So I'm looking,
But
kind of looking, kind of looking around, and it's just like, I actually think, I actually think in real life, vintage is the way to go right now.
yeah, because everything else is skyrocketing, isn't it?
Yeah, everything else, it's a seller's market. It's a
Look at the
seller's.
the SKX since it's been discontinued. They're going for what, 500, 300 and something dollars. Where you used to be able to pick those up under $200 all day long.
Oh yeah,
People
but
think just because they're discontinued, even though they made literally millions of them.
well, and I don't know how many watches I have that have doubled or more.
Yeah. I was saying food poisoning, that sucks, man.
Ouch. Yeah, but on the other hand, take some shut it out, take some antibiotics. Yeah, at least it's not gonna. Yeah. That's okay. Look, that's why you always smell it first. Always smell it.
We got a
Any
man.
doubt? Any doubt? Smell
Hey
it.
guys,
What's going on, man?
not too much. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for joining in.
Happy New Year, guys! In
Happy
advance.
New Year to you too.
You too, bud.
Thank you.
What you got planned? You just sticking around the house, being safe?
Yeah, just staying inside. Wake my wife up around 11:50 to have a toast.
I hear you. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I got to work, unfortunately, but me and the girlfriend will get up tomorrow, watch the football games.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You working overnight or?
What's wait? Yeah, working tonight, 9 to 6, and then 9 to 5 actually. Then, like I said, I'm actually off tomorrow, so
Yeah,
it'll be nice.
that's good.
What's you got any watches for the $500 to $2,000 price range I'm in?
I do. Give me a little bit to think about it. From 2020 or just overall?
Just in general, because I feel like me and Clive were talking. I think that's the most fun area of watches, and you can get a lot of bang for buck these days for $500 to $2,000. Like you only always have to spend 10 or 20 grand on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I love the whole Longines heritage stuff.
Yep.
A lot of that you can get under $2,000, and
Preach on, brother. Preach on.
there are at least 4 watches in that range that I would love to own.
And what are they?
To collect? I like the new military one this year.
Yep.
I love the military one from last year.
Yep.
The Legend Diver, the original Legend Diver.
I love that one too.
Date or no date. Love both of those. I like the some of their. I like the flagship, the Heritage flagship. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Hold on.
range.
How can you not name the fucking big eye?
I'm not in general a chronograph lover, gotta say, Clive.
Fair enough. I will respect that.
As far as chronographs go, I do like what they did with that. Yeah.
CLO27 is hoping to buy the big eye in 2021. 1700.
Cool.
And also the master chronograph, master chronograph collection. Literally, they had one. Okay. Now, they had like a master retrograde. God, it must have had 5 retrogrades on it.
Yeah.
And with a moon phase, triple calendar and whatnot, and literally almost like an in-house complication. And if you looked around hard for those, you'd probably find one of those for under 2,000.
I don't know if you can find their annual calendar under 2,000, but that would be another terrific value if you could. I like that watch.
Oh yeah, any
And what
anal.
about another one that I don't really have experience with, but I do like the looks of a lot of their watches in the range. What about Christopher Ward?
I've had one.
I'm going to get off this channel now.
Not a fan.
No.
I like some of
Not a
them.
fan.
I've
Okay.
had two. Why do I say I've one? I've had two. I had a Marine style watch with their in-house SH21 movement, and I was very impressed with that one. And then I had more of a field type watch. Can't remember. It was like a GMT. That one didn't really move me as much. They're both
I
good
like
quality though.
the new super compressor they just came out with that Rob just picked up. I like that one, that blue and orange.
I don't. I remember seeing it on his channel, but I don't remember it that well. Clive, what do you dislike about Christopher Ward?
It just seems like it just seems like they're just heavily copying everyone else.
You know,
No originality.
Not So Obvious Watches had a great video about how, I don't want to misparaphrase, but just about how everybody is influenced by previous watches, but some handle influence in a strong way and some in a weak way. And I can see what Clive means, because with Christopher Ward, when they mishmash some previous watches, you can tell exactly what they do it a little bit ham-fistedly. They just kind of swipe.
Okay, if you want originality, Clive.
Look, can you please not say ham? I'm going to probably vomit because literally the last 2 weeks, probably the next 2 weeks.
Why is that?
If you want originality, Clive, how about Farah watches?
Farah.
Farer, Farer, the English micro brand.
Okay, so I've run across them. I'm trying to think what kind of movements do they use?
A lot of Sellita, a mix between Sellita and Etta, just like a lot of them. And I think they're leaning more towards Sellita, of course, with Etta drying up. Yeah. Have you had any experience with them, Amin?
I haven't. I've seen they have some nice looking designs. I haven't tried one or held one. Adam
from 1010 Talk lent me his. He had the Lander, I think it was, one of the GMTs, and it's a decent looking watch, decently, well made for right around that price range. And the big risk is saying street price of $1,400 to G-Shock. There's a lot of G-Shocks that are under $2,000. I really want that the blue camo, the titanium G-Shock. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but I can't see paying over $1,000 for a G-Shock though. So that's my only bug about it.
So the what Farrer, the Landerer? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Is the "th" part silent? Because I've been mispronouncing that word for decades now.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think the F is silent. I think it's like Farrer. I think it's called.
No, for Landerer.
Of course, my southern accent. My southern accent kicks in.
Gotcha.
I think it's Farrer, I believe. They have some interesting designs, kind of unique ones.
Yeah, and also, how much are Ming watches?
The Farrer World Timer looks pretty cool. Ming watches are, Ming. At least recently, I feel like they've been above this price range, but I think they have had some in this price range.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Ming.
I like some G-Shocks. I like some premium price G-Shocks, but I can't bring myself to pay over. So far, I haven't gone over $100 on a G-Shock. I know I want to, I just can't yet.
Big risk is saying Ming are $6,000 to $10,000. Okay.
I feel like when they first came out, there were some that you could get lower than that. That sounds pretty high.
Yeah.
Of course,
And
I guess.
a man. Oh, go ahead, Clive.
No, that's right. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna tell men I had mentioned Monta earlier. They usually hover right under $2,000, but it's a lot of watch for the money too.
You haven't mentioned Hamilton. Are you all right?
I mentioned them quite a bit. Men.
I think for sure Hamilton and Zinn both have a lot of good picks under 2K.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Intramatic chrono for a chronograph. It's very, when I do like chronographs, they're usually more simple, like 2 register or central seconds, central minutes type. So I like that Intramatic. I like their field watches, especially the ones without a date, the whatever they're called, the manual line field watches.
The khaki. Yeah.
The khaki mechanicals. They make good watches for sure.
Now, Chris, can you share your screen or not?
Well, I could, but my computer's probably got to do this stupid thing where it did last time. Are you? What you need to share?
I was almost thinking, let's go into like Joma Shop. Let's go into like a few places that are having, the holiday brands and whatnot, and just say, and just try to limit men's watches for a certain amount. But if that's right, you don't have the horsepower.
If I share my screen to you, will it get around your computer issue?
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do
that. My computer does multiple things at once. For some reason, my computer just. I need to. That's one thing I need to upgrade.
All right.
Let's see. Here we go.
Right.
Should be
so
able to
you want me to go, Clive, to a price?
Yeah.
How am I going to do this? So, price.
Or just click on holiday sale.
Okay.
Towards the top.
All right. Holiday sale. And then doesn't seem to have
how you doing, bud?
An all watches.
The new iPad.
But if I
Chopard up to 80% off. Bulova up to 6% off. Breitling.
You want me to go to one of these?
Yeah, actually.
Which one? Breitling?
Let's see. The sales event.
Let's go.
Probably not going to be under $2,000, I would think.
Well, here we go. Breitling.
Yeah. Also, it's just one of those things. Also, as
this is an awesome watch.
As someone who's a little bit older, you know what this website really needs?
What's that?
Contrast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, why gray? Why are you making your links gray?
True.
Black.
But an automatic cult for under 2K, that's pretty sweet.
That's really, I would have not thought that.
41 millimeters. That's pretty awesome. Let me go back to the front here. Let's go doorbusters, right?
Doorbusters, yeah.
When I go to Joma Shop for a little while, do you guys get this? Then any other website I go on is showing me Joma Shop ads for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'll have a link for the exact watch I was looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holiday watch sale. Let's do this.
Oh, God.
And we'll just go. Oh, here, 600 to 229.99, and then I'll just sort by.
How about
price,
Mont Blanc, guys? Is there a lot of Mont Blanc under $2,000?
There probably is. Yeah.
So a lot of Tissot. You guys digging any Tissot or not really?
Yeah, I like a lot of the Tissot's lineup. I actually like the
cool
T-Touch
watches.
Tissot.
Mito has some cool watches under 2K.
And the helmet, the Elvis Hamilton. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I just saw that.
The Ventura.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's the Ventura. It was featured in what they wore Men in Black, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mito has these. I haven't tried one out, but they've got these big date watches for around $600. Automatic big date watches in a few different
Hey,
colors that look
Thomas.
pretty cool.
Hi guys, happy New Year. Yeah.
Happy New Year to you too. Wait, do you
Happy
guys
New
have
Year,
New
bud.
Year?
How you doing, man?
Not yet. No. Got an hour to go.
Now, do you guys have New Year in England?
Of course we do, Clive.
Okay. Do you celebrate the way we do, or is it?
Yeah. Good old knees up.
Hey, Thomas.
How you doing, Amin? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You guys have any feelings about Frederic Constant? Positive or negative?
Positive, I'd say. Positive. I would be. It's one of those ones I see it and I want to take a closer look at it.
I like the looks of them.
Yeah. I've seen some in my local dealers, and
Yeah,
they
definitely
look
like
well
the looks
made.
of them with them, but I like the.
They get a lot of flack in some circles.
Yeah. Don't they have like a world timer? That's pretty good looking.
They do. They've got they have a lot of watches that are very value priced for the type of complication they have. So they've got a value priced perpetual calendar, value priced manufacturer moon phase, value priced manufacturer world timer.
Mm.
I've not actually seen many of their watches, to be honest with you, Frederic Constant.
Let me bring up Freddie C on this Joma shop.
Okay.
So,
and what movement did they use them in?
I mean, I think they have some that are either Etta or Salida, but then they also have in-house movements for quite a few of their watches.
Okay.
So here's their world timer
Frederic
that you were
Constant
talking
was
about.
his first luxury watch. He flipped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this
How
is.
much
I
were they
believe
asking for it?
this one, Joma's asking $2,650 on that.
Okay. A little bit above our price range, but if you're willing to spend a little bit more, I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, their high-end stuff is above that price range. Like this is a manufacturer flyback chronograph for $25.50. That's sort of their upper limit.
Hi, Paul.
Flyback chronograph for how much?
$2,650.
Damn.
That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice looking watch too.
And you said they use Etta? Or,
this one is in-house.
You want to buy this bar of gold for like $20? I don't know. I was 19 is kind of my limit. What do you think about it? This is why you don't have a Rolex.
I'll take this. I'll take it down here. Thomas, you doing anything for
Speaking of that, by the way, man,
just taking it easy, really. A couple of watches I thought came out this year were. One was the Mitch Mason Chronicle, which was a really nice one, I thought.
Okay.
Comes in at $449. And it's got several colorways. It's got the black, blue. It's a field watch.
Nice.
And then another one which I bought, which was a Polish brand called Radia. Another field watch, which is $229. That's just a quartz. And then another one I've got it's great. That it's got a nice cage around the case. Nice metal sort of cage around the case. Now I've also got my eye on this the Serica, the 4512, which has got the bond clip bracelet, which is
I saw those. Those look pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's got a California dial on that one. And another one which I saw was the Benrus Type 1, which has been re-released.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Cool watch.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It's that's 16. Well, it's coming up to $1,700, and that's got a sort of like a slightly hidden crown. It's
Have you guys seen Anordain? That's
another one
probably,
out of. What about if you can find them?
Sorry, have we seen an ordained what?
Yeah.
Oh, is a company called Anordain.
I've seen a couple of their watches online, but I haven't really looked at them in depth.
Can I share my screen here one more time?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, wake up.
Yo.
Share his screen.
Can you share my screen, Chris?
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, let me sorry, just saw it pop up. But
no
one other one I was thinking of too is Smiths, if you can find them.
Yeah,
Smiths
they're
watches.
time factors, aren't they?
Yep, can't find those anymore.
So these guys, Anordain,
that's the PRS 25.
Yeah.
But you can't get that, like you say. You can't find. They're out of stock still.
Thanks, ID guy.
But those are the Anordain.
These Anordain watches,
those are nice looking watches,
they're
man.
1,200 pounds. They weren't really a watch, guys, but they just came at it from a different angle. And these are enamel dialed watches that they they fire themselves.
That's nice, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah, really nice attention to just I think the dial and the case. I mean, the fonts on the dial.
I have to admit there is something to it. Also, the different angle, was it 34 degrees?
What was that?
The different angle, was it 34 degrees?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's got a bit of a look of the Nomos Tangente to it, hasn't it?
A little bit. I
like that, actually.
I do. I quite like it. Yeah, I do.
And it's really, there's some real artisanship,
especially in that red color, that lovely rouge has.
Yeah, and they'll do custom colors. So they'll if you want them to do a British Racing Green enamel, you can contact them and they'll do it for you. It's
nice.
I have to look more into them.
It's a bespoke watch for a little bit less than a lot of bespoke watches out there.
Yeah, seems like it. That's nicely priced, isn't it?
How about custom printing on the dials?
Well, I've seen them do that. Usually,
I'm having some evil thoughts right now.
I've seen them do that when they do a batch of watches for a group. And certainly on the back of the watch, they'll put a map of a particular location, if you pick one, or text engraving.
Right.
Because they're solid.
I like this lack of print on the dial. I like watches that don't do that.
Yeah.
They're called sterile.
Yeah, like a sterile dial too.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it has some real texture. I'm not doing justice to us with this size, but if you Google image search Anordain, there's kind of a little bit of a very subtle orange peel. There's a depth to the colors and the
texture of it, right?
Yeah. Very cool watches.
Yeah, definitely have to look more into those, man. I've never seen. I've heard of the brand, but I've never really seen those ones.
They're in the UK.
Cool.
Right. I'll definitely have to check those out.
Well, it's amazing how someone could do something in just literally a simple design and have something that's just relatively new and I'd almost say captivating.
Yeah. And that's a design, that's going to literally be pun intended, timeless, right? Like a timeless classic.
For sure.
Man. But
yeah.
Anybody else got any
2K,
other
that's probably
brands
my
under 2K?
next move. Trying to think.
I know they're way under, but I feel like Mark over at Island Watch, I feel like he makes a lot. Like he's making a whole collection of watches, basically under right around $300 to $400.
There's someone I'd like to have branded for 2K.
So what?
Nothing.
Huh.
No, but honestly, that Mitch Mason Chronicle is a real one to look out for. I think it's a beautiful watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mark's even coming out with a date just homage kind of looking when it looks like.
I think the Formex watches look pretty cool.
Yeah,
I believe they're under 2K.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. I like those.
Yeah. And speaking of micro brands, I've had a lot of experience with Ocean Crawler and Talker. Talker are really well made for under $2,000.
I saw Bobby do the video of the Ocean Crawler, and he said that you'd put him in touch with him. And,
yeah,
and that watch that he did a video of was a great watch. The Core Diver. Yeah, that's a lovely one, I thought.
And they've been around for years too.
Yeah. Really like
not years, but in the micro brand world, they relatively for years.
I really like that shark mesh bracelet on it. It's a nice touch there.
And other ones I was trying to think of for micro is, like I said, Talker is really good. I had the Hulk in. I may end up buying the Hulk, the Air Defender, at some point. And then who else was I thinking of? There's one other I was trying to think of. NTH.
Right.
NTH does really good watches. Chris Vale over NTH makes some really good watches.
Mm. Have you talked about Oris at all?
Yeah, we talked about them earlier.
Yeah.
Really great brand especially for the price.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, I really love that the Roberto Clemente is right under $2,000.
Yeah,
but that may be a possible buy for me this year if I can get a hold of one.
Talk about Hamilton again.
Hamilton do some cracking watches for the money, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and Marathon as well.
Marathon, yeah.
Marathon. Computer now.
Yeah, Marathon do some brilliant watches.
I didn't even think about Marathon. They do great, especially the G-Star.
Yeah, some great watches.
And you can beat the what out of those watches too.
It's interesting. A lot of neo vintage or re-edition of simple 70s digital watches are coming out from Yamaha, Bulova,
Pulsar,
Hamilton,
Pulsar Hamilton one.
I find almost all those pretty charming. Timex doing some they always have, but
Timex is a brand to watch out for this coming year. They're coming out with a lot of different ones. Did you guys see the unboxing I did this morning of the Navy Harbor?
Not yet.
Still haven't seen that one, Chris. You're coming out with so many at the moment. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, definitely. They're pretty cool watches especially for the money, and then like a lot of the Timex Q reissues. I like a lot of those.
I love that little Timex midget that you did the video of.
Yeah, that one was cool. Roman, like I said, he was kind enough to let me actually keep that one. So
really, it was a really nice little pilot style watch. That was lovely.
And it's a JDM release. I don't know why they only released it in Japan.
Oh, it was a Japanese only release, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. So, Armin, have you got any watch goals on the horizon for next year?
I have two big ones.
Tell us about them.
Not huge, but two that are special to me. One is this Stefan Ketelars. He's a independent 20-something, I believe, year old watchmaker who makes about 20 watches a year.
Right.
And I've been, I've had a deposit down for probably 6 months now. and he's going to start my watch in the first quarter of 2021.
Oh, fantastic!
Nice.
So that one is really cool. Kind of deciding what kind of finishing I want on the dial, on the movement, what complications, and it's a really cool. He takes an ETA 6497, and then he's the only one who does a reverse balance wheel on an ETA movement. So he moves the balance wheel to the dial side, and with there's a little sort of 24-hour rotating globe that he hand paints on the dial side. Very, very detailed, hand painted. And one of the cool things, I follow him on Instagram, and you can follow him as he learns how to do different types of finishing.
Right, interesting.
So it's cool to get in on someone who is
the learning processes,
getting better.
Watch his learning process as he evolves.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'll have maybe the 30th watch he's ever made, right?
Wow,
numbered.
Nice.
And he is. I spoke to him on Skype yesterday. He has no aspirations to hire anyone or increase the number of watches past 20 per year. Like, he has more orders than he can possibly handle. But he loves his current thing. So that's my
a true watchsmith in the making.
True watchsmith. And self-taught. He was an engineer. He had a desk job, but he loved making watches at night, and he went full into it.
Nice.
And then the other one is also a sort of bespoke watch. It's from Armand Billard. It's called Sartori Billard.
Yeah.
And that one is more about the dial. I would say. I mean, it's a nice case, but it's polished. I think is mainly known for these polished titanium dials. And I'm making a sterile dial, polished ice blue titanium dial with loomed hands. I guess that one also should be early 2021. And then my third resolution is to really not buy anything else over expensive in the year. Yeah.
So it's going to be an ice blue titanium
Jocks
dial.
Don't count. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I'm going to give myself some leeway, especially since I have a channel. Maybe to trade or to get a little bit inexpensive things come and go. But as far as let's say over about $1,000, I'm pretty much going to try to shut it down for the year.
Okay. How you enjoying the Explorer too?
And by the year, you mean 2020.
I really do mean 2021, Clive, but I can't.
Because that's the perfect time to make it.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. I love the Explorer too, Chris. I feel like I found I've had a couple Rolexes come and go. I feel like this one's gonna stay around longer than some others. Yeah.
Pretty versatile and under the radar, huh?
Pardon?
Pretty versatile and under the radar at the same time, right?
It's one that I feel like is a little bit under the radar, a little less costly than a couple of the others, and I don't. It's impossible to say that it's a less common choice, right? I mean, every Rolex there's a zillion of them out there, so. Sometimes I feel like I see less of this one, but it's not really true.
But it's not one people are going to notice, like a Pepsi or a Batgirl or something like that. They're not going to notice a mile away.
Probably less.
Well, there's some Rolexes. There's not like a zillion of them out there.
Well, that's true. That's true, Clive. Mine's probably not one, but it is one. It does take to a lot of different straps. I like that too. I feel like the 5-digit Rolexes, you can change the straps up more than on the current models in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some where they barely made over 1,000.
You're talking distant past, right?
Yeah.
Mid-70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're closing in on an hour here. You guys about ready to call it a
Okay, no.
evening?
I'll call it. You want something more contemporary? OP39 white dial. 2 years.
True. Yeah.
2 years.
Okay.
Ha.
But how many do you think they made?
No telling.
Yeah. I mean, I would say probably it's probably not under 1,000, right? I mean, it's probably.
Oh, it's probably a few thousand, but that was still, when it came out, it was like the watch to get. I'd say it was almost as eye-catching, the white and the black dial, as the colorful ones were this summer.
Yeah, I like the white one better than anything they came out with this summer.
Yep. Yeah. If someone said, "Hey, here's an OP39 white trade," I'm like, "Hell yes, son." And that puppy over. All right. Sorry. Anyway. All right. I'm trying to find someone to Rebel Wilson stream with me, but unfortunately, Mark is being given instructions by Satan's Kitten, and Blue Shirt is still off at the Jarb. Yeah. Exactly.
Be a busy night for him.
Yeah. Man. All right, guys. I guess we're about ready to call it the evening then.
Good chatting with you guys. Happy New Year.
Great chat.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New
Hopefully
Year.
everybody stays safe and social distances that's in the chat room as well.
Yeah, do right. Everyone
For sure.
do right.
Exactly.
Stay home. If you celebrate, stay home. Be safe.
Stay at home. Don't go out if necessary.
No doubt.
If you
all
do,
right, guys.
and if you do, call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Definitely.
Great to see you.
Thanks for
everyone.
coming on, Thomas and Amin and Clyde. Thanks for coming on, guys, and thanks everybody for joining in on chat.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Good evening.